Ladies and gentlemen, let's get something straight. Life doesn't owe you anything. There are no guarantees, no safety nets, and no handouts. You will face challenges, failures, and betrayals. That's a given. But whether you break under the pressure or rise stronger than ever, that's entirely up to you. The question isn't if life will knock you down, it's whether you'll have the guts to stand back up and say, not today, not ever. The first step to never being broken again is taking full responsibility for your life. Stop pointing fingers, making excuses, and waiting for someone else to fix things. You are where you are because of the decisions you've made. Own it. When you take full control, you take back your power. No one else is responsible for your success or your failure. It's all on you. And when you embrace that reality, you become unstoppable. Next, you need to develop a warrior mindset. This isn't for the faint-hearted. It's about training your mind to be stronger than your circumstances. When others crumble under pressure, you push harder. When fear creeps in, you face it head on. Weakness is a choice. Strength is a commitment. Decide right now that no matter what life throws at you, you'll never fold, never retreat, and never give up. Now look around you. Who's in your corner? If you're surrounded by people who complain, make excuses, and settle for mediocrity, you're already losing. Cut them out. Surround yourself with winners, people who challenge you, people who demand more from you. Your environment shapes your mindset. So make sure it's an environment that breeds strength, not weakness. Here's the reality: feelings don't matter when it comes to success. Yes, you'll feel tired. Yes, you'll feel discouraged. But emotions are fleeting and they can't be trusted. What matters is action. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Execution is about following through no matter how tough it gets. Focus on results, not emotions, and you'll never break under pressure. Finally, think beyond today. Build a legacy of strength that outlasts you. When you focus on something bigger than yourself, whether it's your family, your community, or a mission you believe in, you'll find a fire that refuses to die. Legacy isn't about living forever, it's about creating something that does. And when you're driven by that, you become unbreakable. So the next time life hits hard, remember you have the power to rise. You have the strength to endure. And you have the will to win. Don't let anything or anyone break you. Not now, not ever. Taking full responsibility for your life is the most powerful decision you will ever make. It's the moment you stop looking outward for solutions and start looking inward. No more pointing fingers, no more excuses, no more waiting for someone else to change your circumstances. You are in control of your thoughts, your actions, and ultimately your destiny. The moment you embrace this truth, everything changes. You're no longer a victim of circumstance, you become the architect of your own future. Let's be clear, life is tough. It's unpredictable, chaotic, and at times brutally unfair. You'll be let down, you'll be hurt, and you'll experience setbacks that seem impossible to overcome. But here's the truth: no one is coming to save you. Not your friends, not your family, not your boss. You are the one who has to save yourself. It starts with owning every aspect of your life, the good, the bad, and the ugly. When you take full responsibility, you reclaim your power. You stop waiting for external validation and start creating your own success story. Responsibility doesn't mean blaming yourself for everything that goes wrong. It means recognizing that while you can't control every event, you can control your response to it. Your reaction, your attitude, your next move, these are all within your power. The world can throw curveballs, but it's your swing that determines the outcome. When you take responsibility, you shift from being reactive to proactive. You stop saying, why me, and start asking, what's next? You stop feeling sorry for yourself and start strategizing your comeback. This mindset of ownership is what separates those who achieve from those who settle. Think of the most successful people in any field. They weren't handed their achievements on a silver platter. They faced rejection, failure, and doubt, just like everyone else. The difference They didn't waste time blaming circumstances. They took ownership of their dreams and made them happen. They didn't wait for the perfect conditions. They created their own opportunities. They understood that responsibility is the price of greatness, and they paid it willingly every single day. When you take responsibility, you also build resilience. You start to see challenges not as barriers, but as opportunities to grow stronger. Each setback becomes a lesson, each failure a stepping stone. You realize that you're not defined by what happens to you, but by how you respond. This isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. It's about standing up one more time than you fall. It's about learning, adapting, and continuing to move forward no matter how tough it gets. So let me ask you, are you ready to stop making excuses and start making progress? Are you ready to own your life, your choices, and your future? Because when you do, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Taking full responsibility isn't easy, but it's worth it. It's the foundation of true success, lasting fulfillment, and an unbreakable spirit. The power is in your hands, use it. Developing a warrior mindset isn't just a catchy phrase, it's a complete shift in how you approach life challenges and even yourself. It's about transforming the way you think, act, and respond to every situation, whether it's a minor inconvenience or a major setback. A warrior mindset is forged in the fire of adversity, and it thrives in the heat of battle. It's not about being fearless, it's about moving forward despite the fear. To develop this mindset, you need to start by understanding that comfort is your greatest enemy. Comfort breeds complacency, and complacency leads to mediocrity. Warriors don't seek comfort, they seek growth. And growth, my friends, is often uncomfortable. It pushes you to your limits and forces you to confront parts of yourself that you'd rather avoid. But that's exactly where the magic happens. When you push past your comfort zone, you discover strength you didn't know you had. You develop resilience, and resilience is the foundation of a warrior. Next, you must embrace discipline as your greatest ally. Warriors don't rely on motivation because motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like the wind. One day you're fired up, ready to take on the world, and the next you're dragging yourself out of bed. That's where discipline steps in. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's about creating habits that serve your goals and sticking to them no matter how tough it gets. Warriors don't ask themselves if they feel like doing something, they just do it because they've committed to the process. A warrior mindset also requires unwavering focus. There are countless distractions in this world pulling you in every direction, trying to derail your progress. Social media, negative people, self-doubt, all of these can sap your energy if you let them. But warriors train their minds to block out the noise. They keep their eyes on the prize and refuse to be swayed by anything that doesn't align with their mission. When you develop that kind of focus, you become a force to be reckoned with. Nothing can deter you because you're locked in on your target. And let's not forget the importance of perseverance. Warriors don't quit. They don't back down when things get hard. They don't retreat when the odds are against them. They dig in deeper, push harder, and keep going until they reach their goal. Perseverance isn't about ignoring failure, it's about learning from it and using it as fuel to keep moving forward. Every setback is a lesson, every defeat an opportunity to grow. A warrior knows that the path to victory is rarely a straight line, but they stay the course because they understand that the battle is won by those who refuse to quit. Finally, developing a warrior mindset means adopting a relentless belief in your own strength. You need to trust that no matter what life throws at you, you have what it takes to overcome it. Doubt will creep in, that's inevitable. But a warrior doesn't let doubt take root. They confront it head on, reminding themselves of their victories, their resilience, and their ability to rise above. They know that the battle is won or lost in the mind, and they choose to win. When you commit to developing a warrior mindset, you become unstoppable. You stop looking for the easy way out and start embracing the hard road because you know it leads to greatness. You stop fearing failure because you understand it's just a stepping stone to success. And most importantly, you stop waiting for someone else to save you because you've become your own hero. That, my friends, is the power of a warrior mindset. Cutting out negative influences isn't just a suggestion, it's a necessity if you're serious about building a life of strength and resilience. The people you surround yourself with either lift you up or pull you down. There's no middle ground. Every conversation, every piece of advice, every interaction is either sharpening your edge or dulling it. So if you want to thrive, you need to take a hard look at who's in your circle and make some bold, unapologetic decisions. Negative influences come in many forms. They can be the constant complainer, the one who always finds a problem for every solution. They can be the so-called friend who masks their jealousy as concern, or the family member who constantly reminds you of your past mistakes. Their words may seem harmless at first, but over time they become like poison, slowly eroding your confidence, your vision, and your drive. And if you're not careful, their negativity becomes your reality. Let's be clear, cutting people out doesn't mean you don't care about them. It means you care more about your future, your growth, and your potential. You can't afford to let someone else's fears, doubts, or limitations hold you back. If someone isn't contributing to your progress, they're standing in the way of it. It's that simple. You need people around you who challenge you to be better, who hold you accountable, and who refuse to let you settle for less than your best. Now, this isn't going to be easy. There will be resistance. You'll be accused of being cold, selfish, or even arrogant. But here's the truth: protecting your mental and emotional space is one of the most self-respecting things you can do. The strongest people aren't those who let everyone in, they're the ones who are selective about who stays. They understand that energy is contagious, and they refuse to be infected by negativity. When you cut out negative influences, you create room for growth. You make space for positivity, for ambition, and for success. Suddenly, you find yourself thinking clearer, feeling stronger, and moving faster. Your goals become sharper, your decisions more decisive, and your path more defined. Why? Because you're no longer carrying the weight of someone else's doubts. So if you're serious about never being broken again, start with your circle. Identify who's helping you grow and who's holding you back. Then make the tough but necessary choices. Your future depends on it, and you're worth every hard decision you'll have to make. There's a simple truth that separates those who achieve greatness from those who fall short. It's the ability to focus on action over emotion. The world doesn't care about your feelings. Life doesn't stop because you're tired, frustrated, or uncertain. If you want to get ahead, if you want to succeed, you have to master one fundamental skill. You need to take action, even when you don't feel like it. Emotions are powerful. They can fuel us when we're excited, make us fight harder when we're angry, and carry us through tough moments when we're motivated. But emotions are fleeting. One minute you're on top of the world, and the next you're overwhelmed by doubt or fear. If you let emotions dictate your actions, you'll find yourself on a roller coaster of inconsistent effort and missed opportunities. When you rely solely on feelings, you're a slave to the highs and lows of your emotional state, and you'll never reach your full potential. What separates the winners from the rest is their ability to do the hard work, to show up, even when it's the last thing they want to do. They understand that success isn't about feeling good, it's about doing what needs to be done, regardless of how they feel in the moment. They understand that discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. The winners are the ones who act when everyone else is sitting on the sidelines, waiting for the perfect moment or waiting until they feel better. They know that the magic doesn't happen in the waiting, it happens in the doing. Action is what creates momentum. The more you act, the more you learn, the more you grow. Every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goals. But it all starts with making the decision to move, to act, even when you don't feel ready. When you focus on action over emotion, you stop waiting for motivation to strike. You create your own momentum. Think about the most successful people in history. Do you think they felt like doing the work every single day? Do you think they were always motivated, always inspired? No, they were driven by their commitment to their goals, not their emotions. They kept going even when it didn't feel easy. They didn't let their feelings dictate their actions. They set their own course and stuck to it no matter what. That's why they succeeded. So when life gets tough and those negative emotions try to take over, remind yourself of the power of action. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for your emotions to be in sync with your ambitions. The time to act is now. Feelings will come and go. But the work you put in today, the action you take today, will move you closer to where you want to be tomorrow. You don't need to feel motivated to make progress. You need to make progress to feel motivated. Your actions will build the foundation for your success. And when you choose to act consistently, regardless of how you feel, you will become a force to be reckoned with. Your life will no longer be controlled by fleeting emotions. You'll control your destiny one action at a time. Building a legacy of strength is not about living for the moment or seeking temporary satisfaction. It's about planting seeds today that will grow into something bigger than you, something that will outlast you. It's about making choices that shape the future, not just for yourself, but for everyone around you. A legacy of strength doesn't come from what you accumulate, but from who you become and how you impact the lives of others. It's about creating something that inspires, that pushes others to step up, to reach higher, to do more, and to keep going when things get tough. A legacy is built with intention. It doesn't happen by accident. It's a series of decisions made day after day that move you closer to becoming the person you were meant to be. It's waking up every morning with a purpose, with the determination to be better than you were yesterday. It's about choosing to be strong, even when the world tells you to be weak. It's about standing tall in the face of adversity and refusing to be knocked down. But it's more than just surviving, it's thriving. When you build a legacy of strength, you don't just endure hardship, you grow from it. You take every failure, every setback, and every challenge and turn it into fuel for your fire. You use your scars as proof of your resilience, not as a reason to quit. You become a living testament to the fact that strength isn't about avoiding pain, but about enduring it, learning from it, and becoming better because of it. Your legacy is something that speaks long after you're gone. It's the mark you leave on the world, the way you influence the people you encounter, and the inspiration you provide. A legacy of strength is not built on superficial achievements. It's not built on money, fame, or accolades. It's built on the core of who you are. It's built on your character, your integrity, your commitment, and your courage to face whatever comes your way. It's about making the right choices, even when the easy choice is right in front of you. When you choose to build a legacy of strength, you choose to become a leader. You set an example for others to follow. You become the one people turn to when they need someone to show them the way. But more than that, you inspire them to be strong in their own right. Your legacy isn't just about what you accomplish, it's about how you empower others to rise up and create their own legacies. And remember, building a legacy of strength is not a one-time event. It's a lifelong commitment. Every action you take, every decision you make, every challenge you overcome is another brick in the foundation of your legacy. So be intentional, be relentless, and be unwavering in your determination to build something that will endure, something that will leave a lasting impact on the world and the people around you. The strength you build today will shape the future of tomorrow. The legacy you leave will inspire generations to come. Make it count. The power to transform your life lies in your ability to choose action over emotion. Life isn't about waiting for the right moment, the right feeling, or the right set of circumstances. It's about deciding right here and right now to take the first step, even if you don't feel like it. When you commit to acting, Regardless of how you feel, you'll find that momentum builds, obstacles shrink, and success becomes inevitable. Remember, progress doesn't happen by waiting around for motivation to strike. It happens through relentless action. So stay focused, stay disciplined, and let your actions speak louder than your emotions. Because at the end of the day, the person who acts is the one who wins.